If I could go back to little me and tell myself something, it would be, get the toothbrush going. What are you doing? Like, what are you thinking? I understand you have very nice teeth and you have naturally not smelly breath. But you really should be brushing your teeth because it's really gross and it's just like really not going to be good for you in about, 10 years. At 30, you're going to be pissed at yourself. Hey guys, this is a terrible experience, honestly, so far. So, here's the tea. I'm not going to be able to smile for you guys today. It's just not going to happen. I just went and got my bone graft. And I got my 2 teeth pulled. So, my wisdom tooth and then the molar next to my wisdom tooth pulled at the same time. And I got a bone graft put in on the molar. And the tea is this. They told me it was going to be no pain. No pain after. Well, they didn't tell me. My lady that I really like, who was the financial lady there, so of course she told me there'd be no pain. But I was planning on this being just a regular vlog because I thought I'd be able to speak. But I'm not going to be able to, so we're just going to make this into a dental bone graft video for you, those of you that have to go in and get a bone graft yourself. I'm not going to explain to you what occurred today until I can speak better. It's 3 p.m. now. I went in for my appointment at 9 this morning and they had me out by 10:15 and it's 3 p.m. now. When I tell you that this is the longest day of my life. I so mean it. I just actually want to die. I'm in a lot of pain. And I'm not trying to discourage anybody from getting this done. Because maybe it'll feel better soon. But right now, it's so painful. Very specifically when I swallow. Swallowing ain't it right now. Swallowing hurts so bad. So I'm just struggling. And I want to go to sleep, but the dentist told me to sit upright, and so I'm just trying to wait to go to sleep till tonight, because he told me tonight I can lay down. It was a great experience at the dentist, but it was just horrible. It was just so bad, you guys. I cannot talk to you about it right now, because it makes me laugh. And I can't laugh because it hurts. But I just wanted to let you guys know. Brief update, day of. I didn't want to start it tomorrow. I'm speaking so much better now after that swallow. But brief update, day of. It wasn't easy like they told me it would be. So if you're here and you're planning on getting a bone graft and they've been telling you it's going to be easy, I did no research beforehand because I knew I needed it done. So I was like, regardless, I'm going to go in. No reason to stress myself over if it's going to be an unfortunate time or not. So I didn't do any research other than I knew kind of what they were going to do, pack the tooth with bone, which in hindsight now I know that it's human bone possibly of other humans, which just for some reason I didn't expect. But I realized that afterwards because I did a little bit of research after I left that I was like, holy shit. I am in so much more pain than they told me I would be in. So, just a tip on that, it's going to be painful. And, I mean, pretty bad pain. But it will get better, and it is temporary. But, man, I'm in pain right now. So, pain. That's all. That's all I have to say for my first update. And I'll chat with you guys more about it tomorrow or the next day, probably. Depending on how I'm feeling tomorrow. Because from the research I've done, the pain is so much worse the next day. So, we'll see if it's true or not. But I really hope not. Because at the moment, I'm literally can't handle this pain right now. So, and then also, they gave me some amoxicillin. They gave me amoxicillin, and they gave me something else. They prescribed me, I think it's just ibuprofen or something. What does this say though? Your bone graft is made up of particles. Oh, this will explain to us what it is. Made up of particles, you may find some small granulates in your mouth for the first several days. Do not be alarmed. The socket is overpacked to allow for the loss of a small amount of particles. Oh, that's good. What I will say is that I can feel the string as well, and that really freaked me out at first. But that's why I Googled and figured out like what the hell is going on. And sometimes there's a little string that's like a little longer. You might feel in the back of your mouth after you get it done. And I do. Oh, also the biggest negative is that I can't work out. And I'm so upset by that. I'm not gonna lie. Because you guys know, I just got started in a workout routine with using my bike. And the guy said that I can't. I keep calling him the guy. I don't know him. This is the first time I've been to this dentist specifically. Because my dentist doesn't do these things. And I understand why now. Because you guys, when I tell you this, the way the surgery was, it was very scary. My teeth kept breaking. Like, I could hear them breaking. And, like, they kept having to suck them out. It was just not good. It was just bad in general. But anyway, he told me, you can't use your bike. Well, first he told me you can't run. And I'm like, okay, no problem. And then I was like literally I couldn't run before this, so I'm running out. But then I said, can I use my bike? Is that okay at least? And he's like, oh no, you can't use your bike for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Oh my God, that's so long. So that just sucks. I'm just in a bad mood right now because like I just got in this routine of using it, and like I talked to you guys about in my last vlog. Oh, it's just so upsetting because I'm in a routine and I'm worried that 2 weeks from now I'm no longer going to be in a routine and I can't close my rings, and I was so happy and I just felt like everything was so on track, and I didn't realize how intensive this bone graft thing is going to be. They're not having me come in for another 5 months to check everything that's going on with my mouth, and when I was doing my research, it could be 3 months till I can eat normal food again. But my dentist just didn't tell me that. He told me that I would just only be able to eat on my right side, and he didn't even tell me to eat soft food. So I don't know, maybe I'm inclined to believe he knows what he's talking about. But the other thing that he didn't do was they didn't even put a gauze on my tooth, which normally when you leave from getting your wisdom tooth extracted, they put some sort of gauze, you know? But what he did tell me is that because I got a bone graft on the tooth right next to my wisdom tooth, he filled the wisdom tooth with bone too. So now both of those are healing basically like a bone graft, I think. But anyway, I'm going to talk to you guys more about it later because I know that when I can actually articulate what I'm saying, I will enjoy myself more having this conversation with you. But right now, it's not going well. Hello, you guys. It is a few days later now, and when I say a few days later, it's literally been like a week since I got my teeth done because I just could not talk. Like, even right now, I'm struggling to talk, mostly because I've been talking all day, though. I'm, like, honestly in a lot of pain at the moment, but I wanted to update you guys on how my healing journey has been, and I also wanted to tell you guys about the appointment itself, since I didn't get to tell you guys that yet. I want to move you guys though, because I feel like the lighting coming in right now is so beautiful, but I'm not loving the angle. So let's move you. Okay, so here's where we're at. We're sitting on the ground now. Because I just wanted the lighting to be good. But anyway, also just ignore my makeup. I actually just filmed a haul and my makeup looks so bad in it. Just because, like, I can't blend it because my face still honestly hurts quite a bit. So I couldn't, like, blend. I don't know why. What I was thinking when I decided to, like, draw a contour, when then I couldn't blend it even because it hurt. But I am feeling better, believe it or not. I am feeling a lot better. It's just been, like, kind of a roller coaster, if I'm being honest, because let's just start at the beginning. I go in for my appointment, and they didn't realize that I was having my wisdom tooth pulled originally, which was a little concerning, if I'm being honest,
nice, but the dentist was so, like, it was my first time seeing this dentist, and he had great reviews, like, raving reviews from everyone, so I wasn't, like, concerned seeing him, but I was just, you know how I am. You guys know how I am with dentists. I like my specific dentist, and, like, that's really it. But this dentist was very, very friendly and, like, very charismatic, and I could tell he's just good at his job. I think he's the owner of the practice, too, so I just knew he was going to be good at his job. The only thing was that made me extremely nervous was the girl was new, the, like, assistant girl, and originally when they set me up to do this, my financial advisor lady told me that the girl that was going to be the assistant, like, she's great, she's so bubbly, she's, like, really, she knows what she's doing, blah, 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 blah. And so I didn't realize that they had swapped girls originally, because I didn't know what the girl looked like, obviously. But it was kind of obvious based on the girl's, like, personality that she wasn't the girl that the other girl was talking about. But she's very, very friendly and so sweet, and she was very honest about being new. So, like, that made me feel better, at least, that she was very transparent, like, that she is just new to doing this kind of thing. In fact, she, I think, told me it was, like, her second time doing it, which was a little scary, I'm not gonna lie. But it was much better than, like, had she not been transparent with me. I just find it's easier to, like, trust someone who's being, like, honest in that situation. And so, and also the fact that it was only her second time doing it, like, I just knew that he must be really good to, like, have her be the only one there and have nobody, like, overseeing it, you know, overseeing the situation. But anyway, they didn't know I was getting my wisdom teeth pulled in addition to my root canal tooth. So I was getting my root canal tooth pulled to get the graft, you guys know. And the assistant she literally goes, do you still have your wisdom teeth? And I was like, well, yeah, you're pulling my wisdom tooth. And then she was like, oh, I didn't know. And I was like, oh, no, please say it ain't so. Please tell me you know what you're doing. But she did. She did, in fact, know what she was doing. Apparently, nobody knew that I was getting my wisdom tooth pulled, because then we went into the, like, dental office area and, like, the surgery room, which was honestly scary. It was, like, this massive surgery room, and the dentist also had no idea that we were pulling my wisdom tooth. So he was like, are we ready to get this tooth out? And I was like, it's actually 2 teeth. We're pulling my wisdom tooth next to it, too. And he was like, oh, okay, so it's next to it. That'll be fine. No big deal. He seemed very excited about it, to be honest. So that, like, it calmed my nerves, but I was still very nervous. I mean, I was more nervous than I expected to be, which just sucks. I hate getting nervous in the dental chair. But it's just because I don't know the people. Like, next time I go in, I'll be just fine because I know them. It was just the nerves of not knowing them, and, like, you guys know how I am. So, anyway, they end up doing my dental stuff. They end up pulling the tooth. It's, like, honestly a horrible experience, if I'm being honest, because I wasn't sleeping at all. Like, I didn't take any, I didn't do sedation, so I was awake the whole entire time. The only thing that was very helpful was my dentist seemed to know what he was doing. Like, that was the only thing that was, like, getting me through this, because he didn't seem, like, I could tell there was one point where he was kind of like, okay, this is kind of like a difficult tooth type of situation, but he even seemed like he could handle it. Like, it wasn't, he just seemed like he had it. So that was really nice. What happened was they pulled my wisdom tooth first, and it came right out. It was perfect, just like my other wisdom tooth was when my other doctor had done it. But then they went to do the root canal tooth, and he had already warned me that it might break apart because the root canal tooth was clearly already broken, so it was probably, like, more delicate experience. And it broke apart, and it just kept breaking apart. Like, it was so bad. And I also have a crown on the tooth that sits next to the root canal tooth that was getting pulled, and he couldn't, like, lean on that crowned tooth. So he said in the end that, like, that was the real difficulty, was that he couldn't lean on that crown tooth, so there was nowhere for him to, like, kind of put his hand in, like, tools and stuff. And so that was the more difficult part, was that, like, all of these, it was breaking apart. It just kept breaking apart, honestly, over and over and over again. And then, not to mention, the assistant was, like, a newer assistant, so she did just fine, actually, now that I think of it. Like, she honestly did perfect. She couldn't have done any better. Like, she did what she was supposed to do, which was suck up all of the teeth. So, basically, all that happened, it was breaking apart, but it was really not a big deal. It went really well, I think, at least. That's what my dentist led me to believe. And so, he told me I'm not going to be coming in now, though, for another 5 months. I think I already told you guys this in my, like, the last clip, but that just seems like forever from now for me to find out if this bone graft took. And from what I read, 10% of bone grafts don't. And I don't know how true that is, but that's very concerning to me because bone grafts be expensive and, like, it better take. But I actually think it's going to. Like, from what I'm seeing in my mouth, like, you're not supposed to look at it, but I looked at it. And it looks really good. Like, I actually think he did an amazing job on it. And from what I've read, like, a lot of people, like, it doesn't go as well for them. And they're in a lot more pain than what I'm in. Like, I'm in pain, and I was in so much pain that first day. Actually, the first 2 days, but very specifically the first day. But like, I am in much less pain now. Like, I feel like the swelling is not even existent. And if it is, like, it's not really that noticeable. And I had no bruising, which blows my mind. Like, that tells me he's very good at his job because, like, I don't know. I feel like I should have bruising of sorts. But anyway, that's the tea on what has gone on here. I will probably update you guys one more time, maybe in like a month or two. But what I did want to tell you guys is what I ate. So, recommendations for what everyone should eat. The first day, all I had was smoothie. My dentist told me that you're not supposed to have anything acidic, which blew my mind when I was doing research because when I was researching it, literally nowhere does it mention acid. Like, it doesn't say avoid acid. But my dentist specifically said, like, your worst nightmare is acid right now. Like, do not have anything acidic. And had I not known that, like, I would have been applesaucing it up. My smoothies would have had strawberries in them, and my life would have been good. But because he told me to avoid acid, and, like, I would have been able to have however much coffee I wanted, but because he said avoid acid, I'm, like, being very conscious of that. But I think that might have been very helpful because had I done my own research and that was it, I wouldn't know that I'm not allowed to have acid whatsoever. So I would be, aciding it up because your girl loves her some acid, apparently. Who knew? But I had peanut butter and chocolate smoothie the first day, eggs. Dominic ended up making me mac and cheese the second day, and I was able to get that down pretty well because I only have these 2 teeth gone. So this half of my face I can chew on, which my dentist told me. He's like, you can chew just fine. Like, don't worry. I'm pretty sure he said don't worry about it, but I don't know. I was kind of delusional at that point. And speaking of, you guys, when I was talking to the girl, I have been interested in dental stuff lately. Like, super duper interested. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've actually been considering getting into, like, the dental field. So catch me being a dentist in 20 years. I know it's a long, like, I'm like over here playing long game 20 years from now, but I'm actually thinking about it because I'm really interested in teeth. And so I was talking to the girl about it, and she was like, she was telling me her experience getting a job in dental because she was newer, obviously. And it was really nice to be able to, like, just chat with somebody who I knew, like, was new. I don't know. It was really nice talking to her, and she got really excited when I told her, like, I was really interested in it, and she was like, wait, are you, like, actually interested in this? Like, you could go after this appointment and go talk to the front desk, or, like, the manager and see if you're able to, like, get a job here. And in my head, I was just like, do you know that you just pulled 2 of my teeth? And I feel like I probably look crazy right now. But, like, at the time, it wasn't even registering, but in my head, I just knew. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to go talk to a manager here when I definitely had blood on my lips. And I did when I got home. I was like, you tried to do me dirty, girl. But she actually wasn't. She was just so sweet and, like, encouraging to the point of, like, I was almost, like, I originally was like, I actually don't know if I want to get a job here just because I love my dentist so much. Like I genuinely don't want to burn that bridge. What if I'm really bad at it? And she was like, you're not going to be. First of all, she's like, people love you here already. Like, I had, like, a couple visitors come in the room while they were doing it. And I usually do have visitors just because, like, I don't know, I love everyone there and they love me apparently. Because you guys know my experience with the dentist. I don't know, some of you might have even been watching right now because they know about my YouTube channel and stuff. But she was like, trust me, like, you'll be great at this. Like, you're not going to be bad at it. And it just made me feel, I honestly needed to hear that just because, like, I haven't been told very much in my life that I'm smart. Like, that's just not, when people describe Jazzy, they don't usually think that I'm smart. And, like, she obviously didn't know me, but when I look at, like, dental people or, like, doctors and stuff like that, like, that is an intellectual job or intellectual profession, and that's just not, I've always been like leaned more towards the art side of things, but I have really become very interested in teeth to the point of not wanting to talk to people about it because like it's almost embarrassing because I'm like, it's like a insecurity in me that I'm like, could I do that? Like I don't know. I'm worried people are gonna laugh at me because like I don't know. It's like there's something in me that makes me think I'm not smart enough to do something like that. So for her to come back in, for her to like kind of rebuttal me saying like, what if I'm bad at it? And be like, there's just no way you're gonna be bad at it. Like it just made me feel good, even though she doesn't really know me. So I probably could be bad at it. But either way, it was very nice, and it was a good experience. How did I get on that topic, though, you guys? How did this happen? I don't know. Regardless, let's go back to what I was eating. What I've been eating is I have been eating noodles. So Dominic made me mac and cheese the one night, and it was very bland, but pretty good. Honestly, it was good to have, like, real food. And then the following night, he actually made me noodles and butter. It was, like, noodles, butter, and garlic, and I don't know. I did some research. It said garlic isn't that acidic. But I feel like it is. Like, it sounds like it would be acidic, but oh my god, it was so yummy. It was so delicious, and it really hit the spot. And then another thing that I ate, what else did we have? We had refried beans one night with eggs and avocado, so like super mushy. And then last night, oh my gosh, you guys. Last night, we had the best meal of all time. It was so good. Dominic made broccoli cheddar soup, but what he did was he put in it bacon. He put bacon in it, and then he immersion blended it up, and like mixed the bacon, like it's not even really bacon anymore. Like it's kind of just like mixed in there, which sounds absolutely disgusting to me personally, but it tasted delicious. It was the best broccoli cheddar soup I've ever had. I can't wait to have it again tonight, and I hope we have enough for us to have it again tomorrow because it was so yummy. But that's really all I've eaten. I've had like pudding. I had at some point. I'm like over the smoothies, you guys. Like it's just done for me. I like actually was in tears 2 days ago because I was just like, why do I have to have another smoothie? Like, this just seems so unnecessary to me. And can we please move on from the mushy foods? But then he made me the broccoli and cheddar soup, and then I was happy. Anyway, that's everything that I've eaten for the most part the past week. I do think that I'm ready probably to move on to, like, harder foods. I've had a lot of bananas as well. Like, in the middle of the night, I've come and eaten a banana so that I can take my medicine, because they did prescribe me 600 ibuprofen and some amoxicillin. So I've been taking, like, when I take it in the middle of the night, I like have a banana, and I've been able to eat a banana just fine. So I really do think that it's been helpful that I didn't get the bottom two out, because I do have the bottom two wisdom teeth, and they really, really tried to encourage me to get my bottom two wisdom teeth out at the same time as I got my top ones out, but I just said no. I said no. I didn't really want to not be able to eat for that long. I knew that I would be miserable if I couldn't, because I'm already like, oh my god, I am so hungry. I also stopped taking my vitamins for this time just because like I don't know what's going on in my body, so I stopped taking my vitamins, and it's making me sad, and I can't obviously work out, which also is making me sad. But we're getting through, you guys, and I think I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Just this little update. I know it was only, actually I thought it was gonna be much longer than it is, but it's just not as bad as I thought it was gonna be the other day when I filmed. I honestly thought the healing process was gonna be much longer, so I will do like a little update and probably a vlog like in a month or two, and I'll just update you guys throughout just so you guys know. But that is my experience getting a bone graft so far. I also was told that it would taste like grits in my mouth throughout like at my healing process, and I haven't tasted that yet. Genuinely, the only weird thing was that they did like stitch it up. There was just a lot I didn't know was gonna happen. And so he had like this string that he was using, and it reminded me of, it's a suture, right? But it reminded me of those, you remember back in the day when you would make those little like dragons, or like the little, I don't remember what they were called, but you would like braid them, and they were like this little like square long thing. I forget what they were called, but it was like with that string. It was like a fishing wire string, and that's what it reminded me of when he was putting it in my mouth and like sewing it up. I didn't realize he was going to be doing that, and the string was kind of like slapping me in the face, and I was just like, what the fuck is he doing right now? And turns out I can see it when I look in the mirror, and I can feel it. I could feel the string originally, like the first like day or two, I could feel the string kind of like hanging down, which was a little weird to me, and it's just the stitching, but that was really weird. Anyway, guys, that's my experience getting a bone graft. Honestly, I don't recommend. I don't recommend. I just like really cannot stress enough taking care of your teeth, which is honestly why I want to get into dental, because like if I can inspire one person to take care of their teeth more than I have in my life, like I have done the job of my people, because it has been so bad this whole entire like having to take care of this whole situation and then like be in pain all the time. It's just like my teeth situation is never ending, all because I didn't take care of my teeth for a lot of years of my life. Like when I tell you a lot of years, like at least 10 years of my life, your girl was not taking care of her teeth, and she really should have, because man, if I could go back in time, that's literally the thing I would tell myself. If I could go back to little me and tell myself something, it would be, bitch, get the toothbrush going. What are you doing? Like, what are you thinking? I understand you have very nice teeth and you have naturally not smelly breath, but you really should be brushing your teeth, because it's really gross and it's just like really not going to be good for you in about, 10 years. At 30, you're going to be pissed at yourself. And here I am pissed. And also our pockets, like, thank God Dominic has a good job because like, how do you afford this shit? Like, dental be very expensive. But anyway, you guys, I love you. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. I'll chat with you guys later.